When we're at a low point and have tried everything we can think of, we usually ask, what should I do? Because we're at the end of what we know and don't know how to move forward. But I'm going to share a secret in this video right up front. The best leaders, the people living the most successful and fulfilling lives, don't know how either, but they know who. So stay with me for the next few minutes, and I'll explain that to move forward in your toughest, most difficult circumstances, when you feel the most lost and insecure, the question you need to ask is not, what should I do? Instead, it's, who do I know? I've learned the most from my mistakes, and one in particular taught me that lesson. I was responsible for leading a team if a disaster occurred in our business. One night, I got the dreaded phone call that our building is on fire. My friend Hannah calls this emotional whiplash. Well, I can tell you, panic was just overwhelming me as I flew downtown to our building. When I got there, we discovered all the power was lost to the building. But we had to be up and running and processing our customers' data within the next 36 hours, and it was the weekend. As the team lead, I wish I had said, okay, who's got any ideas? But instead, I was panicking. My mind was screaming, what do I do? I don't have a clue. Now, Jim, one of the team members, spoke up and announced, hey, I can get us a generator. And that just inspired everyone into action. How did I react? I kind of stood there frozen. And I hate to admit it, but I was angry and embarrassed and jealous that Jim had saved the day and not me. That was a long time ago. And through that, I've learned a secret that leaders and smart people often don't have a clue. It's kind of a strange phenomenon that even the best of us seem to attract crisis and huge problems. And here's the secret. We don't have to know how or what, but we have to know who. The challenges I faced that night, they were beyond my experience and everyone else. Instead of worrying about how I was going to figure things out, I should have been asking, who can I turn to? Who has a clue? Because I sure don't. What frustrates you more? A boss who admits she doesn't know what to do and asks for your input, or one who pretends she knows the answer but really doesn't? Our role as a leader or parent or teacher, a business owner, it automatically exposes us to new situations and big challenges. In fact, all of us face first time for everything problems. Andy Stanley says that leaders who act like they know when they don't are actually breaking trust. It's so much better to admit, I don't know, and I'll find out. Sometimes, though, we're afraid to ask for input because we don't want to be forced to do what someone else suggests. But asking doesn't mean their perspective or advice determines what you do. But it does mean that their input, that you'll be open, that their input will contribute to or influence your thinking in a significant way. So let me warn you, if you're not open to being influenced, don't ask anyone. We've all been insulted by someone who asks our opinion when they've already decided what to do, and that's a huge soul sucker. But let's get real. In your situation right now, you're feeling lost and don't know what to do. You're lost because your marriage is in trouble, but you're too proud to talk to your pastor or a counselor. Or maybe you're lost because your credit card debt is out of control and you can't make the house payments. But you're scared to call the bank to try to work something out. You're convinced they won't help. Or you're lost because your son's addiction it's tearing the family apart. But this is a private family matter. So we don't need to expose our private business and go to Al-Anon or Nar-Anon. Now, if any part of this hits home and you're feeling lost and don't know what to do, it's okay. It's normal to not know what. It's better to know who. Who can help you take a step, move forward, get out of the pit you're in. And one more thing, not knowing what can be a huge blessing, because realizing our own limitations is exactly what we need to learn so we can trust God more. You know, Jesus had a brother, his name was James, and he said that in the times when we just don't know what to do, we should ask God for wisdom, and he'll give it to us. In one translation of what James wrote, it says, God won't see your lack of wisdom as an opportunity to scold you over your failures, but he will overwhelm your failures with his generous grace. You see, even God knows we can't know it all. Now, I've recorded a video to help you decide when it might be time to reach out for help, because there are lots of smart, experienced people who can help us when we feel lost or panicked and don't know what to do. As your mentor, I'm encouraging you to do that. I've also recorded a video to help you choose who might be the most trustworthy people to share your problems with. But in the meantime, it's most important for you to understand is God of the universe stands by, ready and willing to help you know what to do based only on your trust and confidence in him, not on your track record or anything you can do on your own. His Holy Spirit, that sense of inspiration or just what kind of comes over you, might drop a fresh idea or solution to a problem you're facing. And you know what? Sometimes he answers our prayers through people he puts in our path at exactly the right time. Just like he put Jim in my path the night of the fire. You know, instead, at that night, I let my insecurity and pride take over. I became so internally focused, like I had blinders on, so focused on my own fear that I lost sight of the fact that a lot of really smart, good people were right in front of me, helping and wanting to help me. You see, God doesn't give us any circumstance that we have to face or solve. He doesn't leave us there alone. He's equipping other people and putting them in place at exactly the right moment to help us, if we just let down our guard, put aside our egos, and reach out. So if you're wondering, what should I do? I'm feeling lost. Check out these videos that will help you on your journey to a good life. See you next time. I hope you'll call me my mentor, Jay.